So today's keyword is, I would say, transformation. And to begin with, let me ask you something. You can definitely answer with a show of your hands. That when was the last time you looked at someone successful? Maybe an entrepreneur, an athlete, a scholar, or someone living the life you dream about and thought, they're just lucky. They have advantages I don't. And it must be nice. Anyone? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the acknowledgement. You know, we do this all the time, don't we? We see the finished masterpiece and assume it appeared overnight. When I was a kid and I had that fancy for cars, and whenever I would see someone driving a luxurious car in the I'm talking about the late 80s and all. Then in those days, obviously, those foreign cars were a rare thing to see on the Indian roads. And I would see, क्या किस्मत है भाई, ठीक है ना? And you know, we always see that outcome and लगता था कि यार, he's so lucky, but couldn't see the work done behind that. It's very much similar to that we see the marathon runner and forget the first painful kilometer. We see the best-selling author and ignore the thousand rejected drafts. We want transformation, that is for sure. But we are not willing to believe in the boring, unsexy truth behind it. And that truth, it's not dramatic. It's not Instagram worthy. It won't make for a good movie montage, but it will change your entire life. So today, we are talking about those small changes, those baby steps, and big transformations. Now, here's a visual for you. Yeah, just imagine a river. Now, imagine a massive rock standing in its way. The river doesn't crash against it once with all its might and split the rock in half. That's not how the nature works. Instead, the river flows day after day, week after week, year after year, gently, persistently, and patiently. And one day, the rock has a groove, then a crack, and then it splits. So a river cuts through rock not by power, but by persistence. And that's exactly how transformation works in your life. Not through one massive effort, but through small, consistent changes that compound over time. Exactly. Let me break this down with some math. Don't worry, it's a fun kind. पता लगे लोग सोचे भैया सुबह सुबह मैथ्स पढ़ाना शुरू कर दिया. So if you improve by just 1% every single day for a year. Now, please pay attention to what this statement I'm trying to say. If you improve by just 1% every single day for a year, do you know where you end up? Not 365% better. You end up 37 times better. 37. And that's not a typo. That's compound interest. That's exponential transformation. But here's the flip side. If you get 1% worse every day, by the end of the year, you're nearly at zero. So, massive success is the result of tiny, consistent changes. Not one big push, not New Year resolutions that die by January 15th, but tiny, consistent, and daily. Let me give you real examples. Indian relatable, no fluff. Let me say out of my life. All of you know that I do podcasting. But 3 years back, in fact, 3.5 years back, when I started doing, it was just in a jiffy, okay, let's try it out. But gradually, I stayed consistent. Initially, I had those challenges to stay consistent as well. But gradually, I kept on doing, and then graphology came into my life that made me even more consistent. And today, after 3 years, the credibility has been built. I'm receiving all the accolades and I'm getting leads from unknown people just because of one small action that I took. And I kept the frequency twice a week. And currently, I've been chosen for the Jamia Millia University Community Radio. Now they will be airing my podcast. So I never knew that someone is listening and can give me such a big, opportunity to connect with the students. So that is what is all about consistency, I would say. So the power of, I would say the power of small, because I was only doing one small episode, and twice a week. That's it. And today my podcast is being heard in over 99 countries and around 550 cities all around the world. Well, let's take the example of Vikram. He's 32, working in IT, and like most of us, desk job, back pain, weight gain, zero exercise, and keep saying, I'll join a gym. I'll start running next month, pakka. And next month never comes. One day, his colleague says, Bro, forget the gym. Just do 10 push ups before your morning chai. That's it. Vikram laughs. 10 push ups? What will that even do? But he tried. Day one does 10, feels silly. Day three, still doing it. Day seven adds 5 squats. Week three adds a 5-minute walk after lunch. Month two, he's doing 50 push ups, walking 2 kilometers daily, feeling lighter, sharp, and more energetic. Started with 10 push ups, less than 2 minutes, compounded into a lifestyle. So, this is what people don't understand. You don't need a complete overhaul, you don't need a big, perfect plan. You need a starting point so small that you can't say no to it. Because it's the real secret. Focus on progress, focus on your journey, not perfection, not on the outcomes. So we don't start because we think if I can't do it perfectly, why bother? Let's say if you want to learn guitar, you think I need to practice 2 hours daily. Now that feels impossible. So you don't start. But if you just learn one chord, just one, 5 minutes, you want to read more? You think, I should finish one book a week. Now that feels overwhelming, so you don't start. What if you just read one page before bed? Just one. You want to improve your relationships? You think, I need to have deep, meaningful conversations. And that feels heavy, so you don't start. What if you just texted one person you care about? Hey, thinking of you. Hope you're good. Just one message. Small, simple, sustainable. And here is the magic. Once you start small, momentum builds. The hardest part is always the first step. And after that, the river starts flowing. Consistency compounds. It's better to do small things daily than big things occasionally. And let me prove it to you. Let's talk about person A. Goes to the gym for 2 hours once. Feels great. Sore for 3 days. Doesn't go back for 2 weeks. Goes again. Same cycle. By the end of the month, maybe worked out 3 times. Total 6 hours. Person B does for 15 minutes exercise every single day. Nothing fancy. Body weight exercises at home. By the end of the month, worked out 30 times. total 7.5 hours. Plus, the habit is locked in. Same goal, different approach, completely different results. And this applies to everything. So, if you want, let's say, if you want to save money, don't wait for a big bonus. Save rupees 50 daily. In a year, 18,250 plus the habit of saving. So, want to improve at public speaking? Don't wait for a big stage. Record a 1 minute voice note daily. In a month, you will be 30 times more comfortable speaking. Want better relationships? Don't wait for birthdays. Text one person daily to check in. In a month, you've strengthened 30 connections. So, tiny actions daily, compounded, life changing. All right, theory time is over. Now it's your turn. I want you to pick one micro habit to start today. Once again, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. And here's some options. Of course, I can give 10 push ups every morning, before chai, before phone, before anything, if you want to go for exercise. 5 minutes of journaling. That can also be one. Just brain dump. No rules, no grammar checks. Or it can be a gratitude note. Write down one thing you are grateful for. It'll take hardly 30 seconds. Or let's say if you want to start reading, one page of reading before bed. So I'm not talking about Instagram. I'm talking about actual book. Or let's say one glass of water as soon as you wake up, before anything else touches your lips. Or one compliment to someone daily that builds connection. Costs nothing. So pick one, just one, and write it down for that one micro habit to start today. And then, now this is critical. You have to track it for the next 7 days. Put a checkbox on your phone, or you can mark it on a calendar. In the earlier days, we used to do it. We had calendars or जो कुछ mark करना था for the habit, we do it on the calendar. Nowadays, you can definitely do it on a Google Calendar as well, or use a journal, whatever works for you. Because tracking creates awareness, and awareness creates commitment, and commitment creates consistency, and consistency creates transformation. So, that is a simple routine. Whatever you will track, that will grow. Let me tell you that. That's why, because the chain is tracking leads to awareness, awareness leads to commitment, commitment means need, leads to consistency, and consistency, of course, will create transformation in you. So before we end, I want you to remember this. You will not transform in a day. We are sure about it. You will not become a completely different person overnight. And that's not how it works. But here's the will plan. In 7 days, you will have proof that you can keep a promise to yourself. That's why I asked you to track it for the next 7 days. Once you've done for 7 days, in 30 days, you'll be able to build a habit. And in 90 days, of course, the transformation will begin to happen. So you'll have a new identity. And in a year, you won't even recognize the person you were when we started this conversation today. So you can mark your calendar, 12th December, and let's see who you are on 12th December 2026. Because transformation isn't an event, it's a process. And Sejalji and I will still be doing these sessions in the morning. So don't worry. We'll ask you on 12th December 2026 what are the changes that you have seen in yourself. So the process is built on small, boring, consistent actions that no one sees, no one applauds, no one celebrates except you. The river doesn't need permission to cut through the rock. Remember, I said this in the beginning of the session. It doesn't need motivation. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It just flows every single day until the rock surrenders. So, this is your call to action. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop looking for the big breakthrough. Stop searching for the secret hack. Start small. Start today. Start now. कुछ लोगों को मुहूर्त निकालने की आदत होती है. Please don't do that. Today, right now, is the best time. We always say the best time is now. So pick your micro habit, track it for 7 days, and watch what happens when you choose consistency over intensity, progress over perfection, and daily discipline over distant dreams. The river is already inside you. All you have to do is let it flow. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.